out something else. I mean, you arresting people for possession of heroin or possession of crack cocaine, and you don't put them in treatment, you're going to be arresting them again as soon as they get out of jail for possession of heroin and possession of crack cocaine. So how is it that, do you have any plans in your office about dealing with people that are addicts, not traffickers? Of control.
And once again, it goes to adequately training your prosecutors and letting them have discretion and actually being able to look and read between the lines. Let me first start off saying this. I truly believe the criminal justice system isn't well equipped. Any prosecutor's office, any court system, although it has good intentions with drug court, I don't think the criminal justice system is well able to deal with addiction issues. And so I think those cases should be treated as such. If you can avoid bringing prosecution for people that commit certain low-level crimes or offenses that aren't violent in nature, to keep them out of the system due to addiction issues, I think we should treat it as such and not criminalize them. But I think one thing that we can do is we can expand problem solving in therapeutic courts. We can expand some of the offenses or the opportunities that someone can actually go into drug court, and even we can expand it to mental health courts. I truly believe that anyone that is caught with a possession case, you should be given an opportunity to go to drug court or be given an opportunity to seek an alternative in the criminal justice system. We should not be filling up the jail population with people with addiction issues and even mental health issues. There's hundreds of thousands of people in the state of Florida that are incarcerated in the criminal justice system, and a lot of them they have addiction issues, and a lot of them have just scored a lot of points because of their addiction issues, and they scored the time to actually go to prison. That's where having prosecutors that can read between the lines and look at these situations and say, okay, although this guy is scoring prison, although this person is scoring a year and a day in prison or 2 years in prison, let's look at the offenses. And I always did that because I had family members who were addicts who actually went to prison, right? And when you look at their score sheets and some of the people that I would look at when I was a prosecutor, you look at the list of crimes: possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, right? In the 80s, 90s, right? Which scored a lot, right? And back then the thought was, even if you were in a possession case, oh, you're a bad person, you must be a dealer, but really it was an addict. Right. Then you see those sprinkles of grand theft. You see the sprinkles of burglary, right?
And then then they get into repeat offender court, right? Like repeat offenders, and then they're gonna get double the time. I mean, it's insane.
So you have to have prosecutors that can read between the lines and look at those cases and say, oh, okay, John is scoring 2 years in prison, but I'm looking at his score sheet and all of them seem addiction related. He's committing these burglaries and grand thefts because he's trying to fund his addiction. And so we have to have prosecutors that can understand these. I had prosecutors, they didn't look at that when I worked with them. They would just say, oh, he scores 2 years in prison. He stole something from a store. Oh, let's get him in. You know,
I'm just kidding.
But that's a problem. That's a problem. And so that goes to adequately training your prosecutors and then also hiring prosecutors that understand these scenarios, these situations. I didn't need to take a crash course on this. I didn't need to go ask anyone questions about all of these facts and scenarios because I lived it. I experienced it. And so it happened by the grace of God. I'm experienced and able to have an opportunity to run an office that actually affects these decisions. We've never really had anybody in this office that's actually lived it. You get what I'm saying? That actually understands it. And I think that's important. We need that. I think we need that.